Hello and welcome to X and Y Gaming, Casually Competitive. Now, if you're one of the millions of people who've seen my In the Beginning video, you'll know I sucked a Pendulum Monster's dick. And if there's one thing I love more than anything about the game of Yu-Gi-Oh!, it's dragons. Motherfucking dragons! Now, of course, when the game started off, one of my favorites was obviously the Blue Eyes White Dragon, because it was the biggest, baddest boy of the bunch. And, well, then they introduced pendulums, and now we got to Odd Eyes. So today's deck profile is of my most very favorite Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon deck. And, of course, she will be running 3 of the big boys, as well as 3 of his counterpart. A scale 8. A normal monster under any circumstances, Odd Eyes Arc Pendulum Dragon makes the perfect 8 scale that if an Odd Eyes card on the field is destroyed, his effect will kick in, which replaces it with another Odd Eyes monster from the hand, deck, or graveyard. Then we run 2, the Odd Eyes Phantom Dragon. A fantastic and or if not decent 25 beat stick that has the added benefit of dealing an additional possible 2400 damage. The possible is why it's only ran at 2. For a more full spectrum, you can start with a pendulum left scale of 1, or right, well, numerically speaking, I like them on the left. Odd Eyes Persona Dragon, run 2. To replace possibly too many lost arcs, and 8 of the Odd Eyes Mirage Dragon. And then for synchro plays, you'll run 2 Noble Dragon Magicians. They can be special summoned from the hand or even the graveyard. So you can use them from the hand with Odd Eyes Fusion, and then get them back from their own effect, and then just go straight into another synchro. And then that can even extend to play to special summon Arc Pendulum and go into an Xyz. There's a bunch of fun stuff you can do. Perform POW. Odd Eyes Dissolver. If an Odd Eyes monster is, I think either if they're attack or attacked, can't remember which one, we can summon them from the hand and then free summon. And then you can turn around and fusion summon with him. And his other material can either be as a monster on the field, or as a pendulum in the spell trap card zone. Well, in this mat, it'd be over here, but it's off camera, and this is Master Rule 4 ready, so. Then you're going to want to run 2 Odd Eyes fusions, because across the board, that's 4 ways to fusion at any given point in time. And then the other spectrum of the Odd Eyes fusion would be Odd Eyes Advent, which is the ritual version. And yes, there are 2 Odd Eyes Gravity Dragons. I absolutely love the ability to bounce the back row. There's nothing the opponent can do about it. So just as well as it also now costs them 500 life points to, well, activate any effect whatsoever. The one card you're going to want to see all the time is Sky Iris. So you to run 3 of those, get to pop a card, any card you want, and if it happens to be an Odd Eyes while Odd Eyes Arc is on the field, guess what? Not only do you get to search for an Odd Eyes card to add from your deck to your hand, but you also get to replace the card that got popped with an Odd Eyes from the hand, deck, or graveyards. Oh, it's good stuff. You want to see this card all the time. So, of course, you would run 3 Terraformings. Why would you not? And this begins the search aspect of this deck, where it becomes very widely apparent that if any of your opponent has any hand traps, like especially Ash Blossom, you're just pretty much fucked. So, run 3 Terraformings, 3 Spiral Flame Strikes to either destroy a card off the field if you own an Odd Eyes, or search an Odd Eyes out. Duelist Alliance, you would want to run 2, because the Pendulum Dragons would probably get searched out by one way or another, that you wouldn't need 3. 3 Return of the Dragon Lords, basically because you would want to bring out an Odd Eyes with your extra monster zone, one of the 2, and then pop it with Sky Iris, bring out something else, not the one you brought, and then Return of the Dragon Lord it back to the field. And then there's an added bonus protection, obviously, of if it would be destroyed, and then Banish that instead. That's always cool. A little bit of draw power in there. You're going to want to do 2 Potted Desires. There is no Necro face in this. This is just banish 10, draw 2, hope for the best, and we'll see what you can pull off, my dude. 1 Scapegoat. Very, very, I don't know, I guess shameless is the word you want to go for there. It's a very, very shameless stall tactic. But, I mean, obviously in today's metagame, you can go, 1 Scapegoat is an instant firewall, so no, not in this deck. But, Foolish Burial, so you can get either Noble Dragon or Gravity into the grave, set them up, and Solemn Judgment, just a very classic no kind of card. And I always feel like that's, I don't know, it's alright. And then, of course, the extra deck, we have the Scapegoat, so we have the 4 tokens. Obviously not Scapegoat, because those are in the Cyburst Frogs, but they're tokens, and they can be tokens for anything, because we do not discriminate against tokens. I don't know, they're just discriminating against shit, but anyways. On your Link lineup, because Scapegoat, you have an opportunity to run Link Rebo. Generically speaking, Lanfarincus, excuse me. He's the easiest thing to pull out just because 2 of anything, and then downward arrows. Instant Pendulum Summon for 2. Oh. Yeah, well anyways, it's pretty good. Only because I only have 1 copy. So, as well as 2 is the Nightmare, Cerberus, and Phoenix combo. You can usually get them off with Kariba if you do Scapegoat, or you somehow manage to get Traffic Ghost out first, which fucking Traffic Ghost, man. I don't know. It seems like having 2 Lanfarincus would be more beneficial in the long run. But I don't know. What do I know? Probably not a lot. So what I do know is 2 Odd Eyes Absolute. These are fantastic cards. You can drop Odd Eyes Meteor Burst, turn around and pull up one of your 8s or even a 4. So it can be literally any one of these guys. So the way this looks in practice, would be you got your pendulums here, and then you manage to get him there. His effect kicks in, one of these 2, whichever one you don't mind. And then you can either, if you haven't pendulum summoned yet, right? Which probably you have if you're synchroing. But you can do that. Pop with your Sky Iris. Alright. You did. And it's okay. Because his effect kicks off. So you get to replace him. You can probably only do that once per turn. Oh my god, can you? I would imagine when it's blah 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 blah, you can only, yeah, that makes sense. That would be fucking awesome. Just keep fucking doing it, going over again. But anyways, okay, so whatever. So you get 1 back, and you get 1 to your hand. You could sit there and like fusion out a new one. I'm getting ahead of myself. That's just, I love it. I love this deck. It's so cool, the cool shit you can do. It's just fucking, even with links, there's still all the cool dragons you can summon. And so there's your generic 7, your sort of generic 8, and then your oddly specific 8. And all these are pretty okay. This one is a little lacking sometimes. There's a few things that can shut down here and there. Supreme King Dragon Clearwing is basically a Raigeki board wipe, and then basically anything that battles it blows up and takes your opponent takes damage to whatever the hell it blew up against. This thing is just fucking, once per turn, you can take care of a card, it shuffle it back into the deck. It doesn't technically even target, so it's just so good. And then the fusion lineup as basic bitch as ever. Double Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon. Starving Venom, because Supreme King, he's illegal now, and then I understand why. I don't know, he just, even when I had it available and I ran it at 3, I don't know. It wasn't like my main priority. I still dicked around with the Odd Eyes Dragons and spamming the shit out of those guys. But cap it off to the 15 is I've Perform a Power Gatling Goal. Usually the only way you're ever gonna get him out is if you where'd I get him off to? Those boys. One of him, because he's the only Perform Power I run in this deck, obviously, and it is just fantastic. He hits the board. It's burn damage, which is not a lot. 200 for every card in the field. That's pretty okay. But the favorite thing is it blows up an opponent's monster and then it also inflicts damage to the opponent equal to that monster's attack. It's just, it's so good. It's nice little, just, especially if it's like, oh, you're in the last stretch and all you gotta do is a little bit of damage. And, it's like, okay, well, Perform a Power Gatling Goal. Okay, there's your burn damage to chip away a little bit, and then not, insult to injury, take out a monster, and then the game-winning damage is done with that. Of course, blah, 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 there's outs to everything, blah, 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 whatever, so. Oh, it's so good. I love it. Just all the things it can do. The fact that the deck can sit there and synchros and fusions, only arguably just one, but it can even exist. Oh, it's so good. And, it's because of the generics are finally out, and yeah, these are okay, but mainly what I did was I built the deck around the extra deck mechanic using, what they just released when it was links were coming out. I think it's funny, but it's alright. Obviously, with all the search power, you're going to end up losing to Ash Blossom almost every time. Hand traps in general, but just, would I put hand traps in here? Sure, I don't know if I had any. But I like it. I like it a lot. And there you go. That's all I got. Thank you for watching. And I'm on Twitter for some reason. It's RemedyG. And I'm on YouTube for some reason. Oh, wait, never mind. Bye.